right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the first ever SEAP STAR Awards. I'm your host for tonight, Chaitanya Rathi. Firstly, let's have a round of applause for all of us. Thank you so much for your patience. You know, times have been tough post the pandemic, so the hotel took up a double booking today, and it took us some time to physically lift all the people from the earlier event and place them outside. So that's why we're starting a little late, but our sincere apologies. But now we're going to have a quick show. So at SEAP, we are very particular about punctuality, as you all know, but it's just the situation was beyond our control, which is why we're starting a little late. But hats off to the event team and the entire team for changing the setup and putting this up in less than an hour. Let's have a round of applause for the entire team that worked really hard to put this together. So since its inception in 1998, SEAP has been working for the benefit of the IT industry in Pune, especially the SME and the GCC companies, as it enters into its 25th year. To make it special, firstly, let's have a round of applause. 25th year of SEAP. To make it special, SEAP announced the SEAP STAR Awards for the first time. The SEAP STAR Awards will celebrate great business practices that transform the industry. The awards will be given to SEAP member companies that are doing phenomenal work in various categories like Best People Practices, DE&I, Growth, Best Innovation Practices, and Strategic Academia Partnership. Before we begin, I'd like to thank our sponsors, our platinum sponsors, Malpani Group, our gold sponsor, SmartWorks, silver sponsor, Wealth 361, ecosystem partner, STPI, and our bronze sponsors, Yes Bank and ONS Freight Solutions. Let's have a round of applause for our sponsors, without whom this would not have been possible. So to set the context for this evening and to welcome all of you, may I invite on stage Prashant KS, President of SEAP and Managing Director, Ideas.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to SEAP's annual awards. This is the first awards of its kind. First of all, again, like Chaitanya said, we are sorry about the delay. There was an LIC event happening before this, and in the new normal, we did not insure ourselves against the delay. So, pun intended on that. But anyway, tonight is a very special night. Special because this is the first awards of its kind, and not only that, this is the first big event that we are organizing as SEAP after the pandemic. Now, the pandemic might seem to be a distant blur, but it did a lot of things to us, not just during the pandemic years, but also the year that followed since then. Now, it's been the endeavor of SEAP to stay relevant. So whether in the inception of SEAP, where we espouse the cause of helping member companies transact business along with the government, or during the middle years in the early 2000s, when we espoused the cause of small and medium software enterprises or startups to help them take off. SEAP has always been trying to play the role of a catalyst to help its member companies do better and stay relevant. Now, in the context of relevance, in the last year, companies have tried to be relevant in the changing context of the business environment. So be it the economic environment or in the changing context of the customer expectations. Product and support groups have tried to be relevant and tried to create faster, better, easier solutions so that they can actually differentiate to their customers. And at the same time, the operations and people have tried to be relevant by trying to acquire superior capabilities in this changing market so that they can be relevant. So it's all about relevance. So the last few years has actually made that word even more appropriate. And SEAP, in its new charter, so we started with espousing the cause of transacting business with the government, then making sure that SMEs and startups can actually be a lot more relevant. And now in its new charter, we are espousing the cause of what we like to call as the business equation. So in this journey, we've been blessed to be helped by a lot of associations and individuals. And in this context, I think one person actually stands out in the kind of help that we've always leaned upon him, and that is Dr. Anand Deshpande. So in the context of actually making things shorter, we come to hear our guest, Dr. Anand Deshpande, Prakash Zavdekar ji, Commodore Anand Khandekar. We've actually come to hear them. So in that context, I'd like to invite Dr. Anand Deshpande, Chairman and Managing Director of Persistent, to come and do what he does best, that is keep us real.
So first, thank you very much for inviting me here. It's always a pleasure to be amongst friends. I'd say old friends, but friends as such. We've been friends for many years. It's so good to see Commodore Khandekar. I still remember the first time when I came to Pune to start Persistent. He was my clear advisor. He was the one who was running a company just across the street from where we were. And we exchanged lots of notes and took lots of feedback from him. And if you look at the history of SEAP, it was all about, at least in those years, how do you get customs clearance, how do you set up a bonded warehouse. And what we found is that every range had their own paperwork, and every inspector would come and generate a new set, say, no, we need this and that. So it was pretty crazy in terms of what was possible and what needed to be done. And the idea that SEAP had, which mainly my father started, his point was that let's all share what we know from each other and let's put it together, and perhaps it'll make life much easier for everyone else around it. So we spent a lot of time doing that in the early years, and that was the early years of SEAP. Clearly now, 25 years or even 30 years later, Pune is a much better place to work and live, and clearly we have come way ahead as far as the number of people involved, number of companies, and all the activities that are happening in the context of Pune and software exporters. And Prashant already alluded to the fact that the pandemic has changed how we work and how we do business in many different ways. So I think this is actually a very good time to be here to think about what's next for SEAP. How can SEAP be more relevant, not just to the companies, but to everyone else? And we also have many other competing companies and competing associations, whether it's the Chamber, the NASSCOM, and various others, TIE, and all of the other ones that have come in. So how does SEAP become very relevant? And I think this is a good question that we all need to ask and think about. I want to focus on just one thing in this whole thing, and in where I want to mention that what SEAP needs to focus on. And one of the most important thing is growth, okay? Whether it's growth of the city, growth of the companies that are part of the SEAP association, growth of individuals who are members of SEAP, and finally SEAP itself. So now if you think about SEAP, when we started SEAP, software exporting itself was not that common. So every exporter was a member of SEAP. Now I think we can expand the fact that export is just one part of what software companies do. Can we be more relevant to software enterprises rather than just software exporters? And what would that mean for companies? So can we expand the focus of allowing more members to become members of SEAP? Today we have roughly about 100 members, right? So, but there are more than 1,000 companies, or I would say more than 10,000 companies in Pune. How do we become relevant for more and more companies? So can we do something to change our track to be in that, be relevant to more and more companies? And Prashant mentioned relevance as well. One thing that I've been very passionate about for the last several years is regarding growth. And I'm going to share a little bit about how I see growth and how this may be an opportunity for companies to focus on in terms of the company's growth itself. So one of the things that I've observed is that companies and their growth does not happen in a linear fashion. So companies go through these S-curves. So you do a certain things, you see growth for a period of time, and you tend to flatten out. And then you see your next growth and the next one and the next one. So this year actually is a pretty interesting thing for me to reflect on in this context for Persistent itself. So we had a huddle, as we call it, where we were looking at what's next for Persistent, because this year we will touch $1 billion in revenues for the first time. So that's a big deal for us as a company, because it's 33 years now since we started the business. And it's not been a linear growth. And we were trying to count how many orbits we have gone through. And this would be our 6th orbit in some sense. So clearly what you do at a certain point stops working very well when you look at the next orbit. And every orbit change requires a new set of things that to happen. So one of the questions I was asking Prashant is, okay, we are going to do $1 billion. When we started, there were 3-4 companies who were all in the, competing with each other on a day-to-day basis, whether it was, say, Zensar or IKIM, which was much bigger than us. We had KPIT and Persistent and, of course, There were several other companies, including Geometric and others, who kind of got merged into other companies. But today, if you look at how many 100 million companies do we have in Pune that are local or made from here, it's not that many anymore. So how do we do something so that we can help companies grow, and can SEAP play a major role in the growth of companies? And this is where I think we can really help each other. There are many things that we learn on our own. As entrepreneurs and founders of company, life is tough. So working with each other, exchanging notes from each other, SEAP can be the best platform for doing some of these things. Now, clearly, there are other forums also available for entrepreneurs. But software exporters have, or software companies have employees in the companies as a big, interesting, different, challenging environment. So people are working for companies, and each of them is also looking for growth. Whatever we might see right now in the last 2 weeks, I'm sure each one of you has played with GPT and Chat GPT and wondered if we really need programmers anymore, and is everything going to happen through the machine, and what will the 100,000 plus employees that we have across various companies, what are they going to do if everything is going to get done by this AI that we are looking at? So I think we are at the cusp of some very interesting challenges, and I know we are a little late, so I'm not going to keep on this, but I want to sort of provoke you all to say, I think this is time to introspect, this is time to think, but also think about the future. Let's do different things, and let's do them together, because life is more fun when you do things together. So I'm glad we have this event, and I'm really looking forward to the awards and the award winners. I want to congratulate them on I'm sure, I don't know who these are, but whoever they are. So all the award winners, congratulations to all of you. And I hope we have these on an ongoing and in a consistent basis. So those of you who missed out this year can think about and plan to ensure that they get them the next year as well. So thank you very much, Prashant, for inviting me. I've been a loyal member of SEAP and will continue to do so. So let's all do something good, and happy to be supporting it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Request you to please wait for a minute, and may I request Prashant to please come up and present a token of our appreciation. Thank you for that keynote address. All right, so it's now time to introduce our honorable guest for today, Shri Prakashji Javadekar, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha. He's been in public life for more than 50 years. He's a Rajya Sabha MP from the last 15 years, a former Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Information and Broadcasting, Education, HRD, Heavy Industries and Public Enterprises. He was a member of the Maharashtra Legislative Council for 12 years, from 1990 to 2002. He was the Executive President of Maharashtra State Planning Board in the BJP Sena Alliance government during 1996 to 1999. Also was the Chairman of the IT Task Force for the Government of Maharashtra, Chairman of the Working Group on IT for Masses for Government of India in 2000 and 2001. And he's been one of the most prominent faces that we have seen as the face of party of the BJP party in the media. He's been the BJP spokesperson for several years, and his media management skills are widely acknowledged. Everybody, please give the loudest round of applause for our honorable guest, Shri Prakashji Javadekar. Podium mic.
I'm very happy to be with you SEAP members, and I must congratulate father of the Anand Deshpande ji, who started this SEAP because becoming an association and not remaining individual, it's a team spirit, and that needs to be built for success of individual industry also and jointly also together. I was IT Task Force Chairman of Government of Maharashtra, and Anand Khandekar, he was my friend, philosopher and guide that time. And Anand Deshpande himself, he is such a gem of a person that he is innovative, He has built his persistent on his own, and as he said, with 6 orbits change. And more importantly, he does so many good things in society without telling anybody else. He is not into advertising what he does. He believes in work. And so, great two people, and they must be our idols, icons for how to conduct ourselves in our industry and elsewhere. When I was chairman of the IT task force, we visited the Hinjewadi area. That time it was only, the area was demarcated and more. So what we suggested immediately that the area should be more than double. So that's how I have seen the whole growth of Hinjewadi, not the last mile connectivity, because that's always the problem. And the bridge was against it was on the highway and not on the way to Hinjewadi. But that's how Pune happens. IT that time was a new phenomenon. And NASCOM was very active, and Devang Mehta was a great friend of mine, and with great ideas, passion. During Atalji's time, the country was not knowing IT was only income tax. Then we started saying IT is India today. So that is how, and then it was IT is India tomorrow. That time, $50 billion export was the target to be achieved in 10 years. But I'm happy last year you have exported $156 billion. It's a huge export. 12 lakh crore rupees. It's not a small amount. And India is proud of our IT capabilities. The way entrepreneurs have become and have invented and have done the business and provided the IT services to the world. Those were the days when only one CM was able to give presentation on computer. That was Chandrababu Naidu. He was the only one, because others were, this is also illiteracy, no? When I became IT task force chairman, Professor Nawate of MIT called me for an inauguration of a conference. I said, I don't know anything. But he said, come. So I went. I could understand, though I am not a technocrat, I understand the importance of the things. And therefore, and capability of it, what it can become. That time, government offices were using only typewriter. We started first computers, but we had to train people, government employees. And for that, Vivek Sawant built a new course, and that was en masse trained, and we financed it. And that's how thousands of government employees become computer literate that time. Then we started with first citizen-friendly applications. And in that first citizen-friendly applications, the old Inspector General of Registry, IGR, was a very chaotic situation. If you sell property, if you purchase property, your registration was not final for at least 20 years. But with CDAC and government working together, we came out with this digital registry process. And it was like a wonder to all of us. So that what happened. But let me tell you, from there on, today we have progress. But there are always challenges as you grow. We are very strong on routine software tasks. But I see in 2-3 years, that is my information, in 2-3 years, many of these tasks will be performed by computers with AI capabilities. We need to focus on product development, like Zoho or Freshworks. Routine data processing is becoming very competitive. There was one suggestion that we start with 100-seat rural BPOs, which will be cost effective. But these are temporary solutions. Youngsters have to be trained. Their skills need to be upgraded to move from routine IT tasks to learn to apply themselves. Upgradation of skills. I know because I go always in Chennai. IIT Madras is my favorite spot. And I started BS in data sciences without JEE. And it's online. So such courses needs to be pursued by young people, and we must encourage and sponsor also, because that is, they can only deal with the future challenge. The real question in my mind, and that is my real point of today's speech, why we don't innovate as India, why we don't innovate with groundbreaking ideas. iPhone. In 98, when I went to America as a task force chairman, we were 2 days with Steve Jobs. We discussed a lot of things. He was giving us a presentation because that time there was no iPhone. He was showing us that I am creating such a handheld that will change the whole way of we live. And I famously, I recall it very clearly, he said that after my phone, everybody will be looking like this. And that's what has happened. Now in a restaurant also, in a family dinner, people look to their phone more than to each other. This is where we have reached. But iPhone has changed the whole idea of phone and has become the king. Microsoft was a different ball game, but it created their own products, and that was the part of all computer systems. Google, the search engine. When first Google was established, I was absolutely illiterate on IT, but my friend told me, this is the change which is coming. This is a historical thing that has happened today. Google search engine, and we are now experiencing it. Amazon is entirely a different thing. And social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, LZ, and now ChatGPT. This is changing our life. But and I'm very sure that Indian brains are there in all the teams that have innovated all these companies and many things. But we are contributors to innovation. We are not owners of innovation. And unless we become owners of innovation, we will not be a prosperous country. That is the reality. Only those countries prosper which innovate. And therefore, America's model is different. My limited experience, but America attracts talent from all over the world. And how much they do expenditure on best of the best students? In 5 years, maximum 5 crore, 10 crore rupees. But they provide everything. And the same guy earns for America at least $5,000 or $50,000 of how he innovates. I have a story to share why India don't innovate. I was in 2018, I was in charge of Karnataka elections for BJP. And I was staying in a colony, Shivaji Nagar. So there was one day one young man walked into my flat and he said, I am Kaushik Mudda. And he gave me one memento like thing. And he said, I have invented 5D printing technology. We know 3D printing technology. He invented 5D printing technology. He said, I have done with this. This saves cost. This is unique. And this saves time also. But along with that, he gave me a book titled 63 Rejections. I was curious. I read it immediately. And it's a story you also should read. That he went with this 5D printing technology to all industries, important industries of India. He went to universities. Nobody was interested. After 63 rejections, he got a first customer in Ludhiana who was a simple, small, medium-scale industry he was manufacturing automobile parts, and he understood the importance of this technology and he used it. He got more profits. So, this is the cause. And who were interested? USA, UK, Japan, Italy, Israel showed interest in this technology and now are using widely. And UK's Sheffield University has made a tie-up with him. But in Indian films, there is always a second part of the story also. And ultimately, hero has to win. So, what is the latter part of the Mudda story? He was awarded CES Best Innovation Award. Then PM Narendra Modi interviewed him. Things changed immediately. Make in India came. Defense exports were allowed. And now he is doing good business in India also because of new demand of of new technology used by defense export industry. So the question is, after this story, why India don't innovate? I'm not expert, but I can tell what people say. A, we have a service mentality. We look only quarter to quarter. We are not ready to welcome new and crazy ideas. Sharad Joshi was a farmer leader. And I said once he accepted our BJP worker in his team. So I said, he is useless fellow, he is crazy fellow. That is why I have taken, he said. We must be ready to welcome new ideas. We are not ready to listen to anyone. Mudda goes to 63 companies and universities and nobody is willing to even listen to it. If that is the case, then we will not innovate. And corporates also. Big industries should really invest in research. And they are not ready to take risks. As a disclaimer, let me say this, I am not criticizing. This is how people view the industry. We must build research capabilities and we must have that research appetite. So what Narendra Modi government has done in last 8.5 years? Make in India. Make in India is not simply produce in India. It is come, invest, innovate, make in India, and sell with pride as made in India. That is the full vision of Make in India. Production link incentives, 2.5 lakh crore rupees, 10 sectors, including chips. We will win the battle only if we go ahead with that vision. Digital India. Now it's so common that now nobody keeps cash and everybody pays, Google Pay and everything. That is what is happening. Today told one chartered accountant told me the one lacuna is that Paytm and other payments, whether they are accounted as a income in tax or not. That is also, I will immediately tell Finance Ministry to look into that. And the story which has gone viral, you have seen, that is also India. That a court orderly, Jharkhand court orderly, for taking out the files and everything, now you know there are charges. He has put QR code on his pocket. So no questions asked, no talk, just go shoot him and send him. In Maharashtra, we observe and worship bullock on Bail Pola Day. So, in cities we don't get bullocks now, so people come with bullocks and people also pay for the grass and everything. So I also went down. And the bullock horns had a QR code. This is how we have become complete digital. That's the transparency, and that's the best way to move forward. As you are dealing in data, you know that we have the cheapest data in the world. Other countries charge too heavily. We have 20 rupees per GB download. We have started, these are all policy measures. But we have already started in 12,000 schools Atal Tinkering Labs. This is also beginning of innovation. And my granddaughter, who is now in 6th, last year she was very excited. I said, why you are excited? Because from 6th to 12th, she can go and play in Atal Tinkering Lab. That was the attraction. This has changed, and we organize every year Olympiad, and students come with beautiful ideas. I had negotiated with MIT, a Indo-US joint venture in IT. And there was Negroponte, the professor. He used to say, he gave me a book, and on that book, on the very first page, it was written that if somebody comes to tell me that I have innovated this, I ask him, what is the age of your child? Because the idea is many times of the child. That is how things happen world over. The National Hackathon is a story to be told. I was HRD minister. Abhay Jere came to me and he told me proposed about hackathon. On that day, first time I heard the word hackathon. But immediately in 20 minutes I said yes, and immediately we started moving. In first year, 40,000 engineering students participated. We gave 600 problem statements. Students, team of 6 members, all these protocol was designed by Abhay Jere. And practically Abhay Jere started working full-time like us So I asked, where you serve? He said, I serve with Anand Deshpande in Persistent, and he has given me full permission to work for this cause. And he started doing this, and now in sixth year, we are now participation of more than 4 lakh students. 6 students, engineering students, come as a team, work as a team, select a problem statement, and they think over it, read about it, experiment for coding. Because first 3 years it was only digital. Now we have started hardware hackathon also. And that is also giving. So today is not the day of making long speeches. But national education policy, the base of it is to develop critical and analytical abilities in the students. And so the main chapter which you should all read is, as a parents also, is the early childhood education. Age 3 to 8. Their whole experimental learning will give the fillip to their creative abilities and not rote learning. So that is the national education policy. What is the way forward? I think with robotics, artificial intelligence, tools, and 5G, we are entering into Industry 5.0. And I'm very sure that though we have not innovated groundbreaking ideas because of our attitudes also, now everybody has realized the importance of innovation. At your place, you must be engaged in, but welcome those with listen to all ideas. Some may be good, some may be bad, some may be worst, but okay, listen. Accept some new crazy proposals also. And corporates also should fund sufficiently for such projects. That is the way forward. Thank you and all the best.
I think the number of people that are there in the room, let's have a louder round of applause, everybody. Come on. And we'd like to present a token of our appreciation to our honorable guest, Shri Prakashji Javadekar. प्रकाश जी आपने आईटी के बहुत सारे you told us a lot of meanings about IT, right? Initially different meanings of IT. आणि पुणे म्हणल्यावर पुण्यातलं अजून एक मीनिंग आहे की पुण्यात जेव्हा विचारतात की मुलगा काय करतो ते म्हणतात मुलगा आमचा आयटीत असतो. तर इधर आयटी कंपनीमध्ये असतो किंवा जस्ट आयटीतच असतो पुण्याचं. आय थिंक म्हणून आमचं नंबर प्लेट पण MH12 आहे ना 12. Okay, moving on. We now move to the awards and well, just before we start announcing the awards, let's take a look at what achievers really are. Can we have the video, please? All right, we saw a few achievers in that video. All right, as we start with the awards, usually we keep the best for the last. We're changing that a little bit here at the SEAP Star Awards. We start with the best award, which is the Lifetime Achievement Award. Let me introduce our Lifetime Achievement Award winner to all of you. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Commodore Anand Khandekar. Let's have a round of applause, everybody. A personality we all know. His contribution to the promotion of IT industry, academics and philanthropy is beyond this citation. Well, I have a long citation to read. I request you all to sit down. We will have a standing ovation for sure. He is a BE electrical engineer from College of Engineering, Pune. He stood first in Pune University. He is a postgraduate in communications and weapon systems from Royal Navy Engineering College, UK. He served with distinction in the Indian Navy for 25 glorious years. In his career post-Navy, there's an exemplary list of positions he has held. He was the executive director of Maharashtra State Electronics Corporation, that's Meltron. He founded Yojana Systems, the first 100% EOU for software exports in Pune in 1989. He was the managing director of Motorola Software Center in Bangalore, also managing director of Chip Design Center Cirrus Logic in Pune. He was the founding chairman of Pace Soft Silicon and the director and chief mentor of Pune Design Center of NVIDIA Graphics. Beyond these, there are several laurels that he has had. He was the first chairman of the IT committee of Maratha Chamber of Commerce and Industries in Pune. He's also the ex-chairman of Board of Studies at University of Pune for IT and Computer Management courses, Board of Governors of COEP, and the co-founder of Kalyan Charitable Trust. He's the ex-chairman of Animation and Gaming Committee of Maratha Chamber of Commerce, Industries and Agriculture, chairman of the Board of Studies and member of Governing Council of Government Polytechnic, Pune. He has several notable rewards and recognitions conferred upon him. To name a few, he received the IT People Award for Excellence and the Lifetime Achievement Award for from International Biographical Centre, Cambridge, England. In essence, he has worked for the promotion and growth of the Indian IT industry at 3 levels. That's the national level, the state level, and the Pune city level. To cite some significant stories, as the chairman of IT at MCCIA, Commodore Anand was the co-author of the state's first IT policy, which was passed by the government in 1998, a blueprint for the state's IT growth that was written and followed through, with Pune spearheading this pilot effort for other cities in the state to follow. He worked very closely with our honorable guest, Shri Prakashji Javadekar, then chairman of the state's planning commission, to promote use of IT in various government departments. He also authored the draft animation and gaming policy for the state of Maharashtra in 2008 as the chairman of the animation and gaming committee of the MCCIA. At the Pune city level, out of many successes, one that I would like to share is that he started the first 100% EOU for software export in the city in 1989, pioneering the way for other entrepreneurs to follow. This was the start of the software export from Pune. SEAP is extremely proud to honor Commodore Anand Khandekar with a Lifetime Achievement Award. May I invite Shri Anand Deshpande, Shri Prakashji Javadekar, and Shri Prashant KS to please come up and felicitate our Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Commodore Anand Khandekar. We're honoring him with a shawl and a Puneri pagdi. And a trophy. Come on, now that calls for a standing ovation, everybody. The first ever Lifetime Achievement Award at the SEAP STAR Awards, presented to Commodore Anand Khandekar. And as they say, behind every successful man there is a woman. We also have Mrs. Veena Khandekar here. Let's have a round of applause for her. And his daughter. His daughter Sonali is also here. Can we have you on stage for a group photo, please? Check.
आज आनंद ही आनंद है.
Thank you very much for joining us. So please, request you to please say a few words of guidance to our audience here.
Well, friends, most delighted to be with you, and especially with the older friends, Prakash ji and Anand, Dr. Anand Deshpande, and many others, of course. Yes, it took me a year and a half to set up Yojana Systems, which was the first EOU in Pune. And the reason is they always asked, where is the precedence? And there was no precedence because we are the first one. So when Dada Deshpande, Anand's father, came over and he wanted to set it up for Anand to come back, I said, here are all my files and you quote me as the precedence. So what it took us a year and a half, probably took him 3 months to do it. Now, of course, it happens much earlier. Anyway, one of the things which I want to give a challenge to all of you young people. Yes, there were 3 important activities which I guess I have achieved in the IT life. One was as the managing director of Motorola Design Center, Bangalore. We were the first organization in the world to achieve SEI level 5 quality. That's Six Sigma in software. And though it was a Motorola unit, it was the Indian unit of Motorola. That's what we felt very proud. And that's why I keep on saying that Indian techies are extraordinarily brilliant. We as the elders put boundaries around them. If you let them free, they stretch, they never break, they even stretch further. So I think I would sincerely appeal to all the CEOs who are here as well to ensure that you give a lot of freedom to the people. The second equally important achievement that we did was in the year 2000, I had a startup in Pune, as you said, based on silicon, which was for multimedia products, particularly video products on mobile phones. In the year 2000, ladies and gentlemen, video on mobile was almost extinct, not even thought about. And we wanted to push that. There's no VC who was coming forward. So one kind soul in Dublin, of all places, he was a realtor, he was a builder, a construction. He's the one who set up the Dublin's, in Ireland, the finance center. He said, Commodore, I don't understand what you're saying, but the way you are saying, you are convinced, and here are 2 million Irish pounds for you. So this is how we started, with no company, with no infrastructure, just an idea, but a very strong conviction that this can be done. And then I had extraordinary people, 35 people. I used to call them my Navy SEALs. 1 is equal to 30, as we call it. And these 35 Navy SEALs produced 8 US patents in that multimedia video platform. And that's how we got acquired by NVIDIA, and the rest is history. Coming to my last point, I'm going to throw a challenge to all of you. I guess I have the right, since I have done something in my life which was, in a way, at that time, difficult, but not impossible. So I'm going to give you this challenge to all of you, because the city of Pune in India is an extraordinary city. It may not be the capital city of anything, but it's a city which has always led India. So Shivaji Maharaj, and then we had Bajirao Peshwa, and then we had Madhavrao Peshwa, and then we had Tilak, and then we had Mahatma Phule. And so it's in every field, Pune has led this country. And I want you guys to lead Pune in creating an excellence, or hub of excellence, for fabless chip design companies. Now, very few people, unfortunately, in India at the moment, equate chip equal to fab. They say, oh my God, it takes 1,000 acres and it needs so much of water, so much of electricity, so much of investment, $10 billion. No, we don't want to think about it. But what people forget, fab is a manufacturing entity. What it needs to be fed in are the designs, the chip design. Like Qualcomm. Qualcomm creates design, it creates IP, as what Prakashji was saying. So I want you, and a fabless chip design company is like a high-end software company. It's not even a hardware company, because you do the design, in fact, in software. So what I'm trying to get to you, it does not require too much of investment. What it certainly needs is a kind of umbrella organization, and I would request Anand to have a thought on this with some of his colleagues as well. Because if you want to get IP creation, intellectual property creation for these chip design, you require high-end VLSI designers, which cost money. And they would shift from wherever they are. There are plenty of them available. There are large number of design centers in Pune or in Bangalore or in Hyderabad. Quite a few people from Pune are working there. They will be coming back to here if they find a bit of a security, because they're the ones who have some liability. And for that security, you require an umbrella organization. It could be an IT organization, it could well be a Mahindra, or it could be a Kirloskar, or it could be any other thing. But these companies need to nurture this fabless design company, chip design company. And the advantage of that is, you design one chip, and it goes to the fab, you turn into 2 or 3 million chips and sell them. So one IP, one intellectual property has fetched you 3 million times profit. As against services, where if you want to increase the revenue, you have to increase the headcount. And with the increase of headcount, everything else goes up as well. So this is something extraordinary. This is not difficult. And I'm sure all of you together, it's not easy. Yeah, it needs body to be together. You will make Pune proud by making Pune a hub of excellence of VLSI fabless chip design. And for that, I'm going to request Prakashji. He was with us earlier when he was the chairman of the chairman of the IT task force, and then also chairman of the planning commission of the state of Maharashtra. And he introduced IT in many departments in Maharashtra. But then he's become a Delhi wala. No, you are from Pune, sir. We want you back in Pune. Not every day, but at least once a week, twice a week. And the reason is we had a fantastic platform in Pune called Pune Vyaspeeth. Vyaspeeth is actually platform. And what did it have? It had all party leaders. Anna Joshi hote, we had Mohan Dharia, we had Suresh Karmali, we had Vandana Chauhan and many others. Then we had educationists like Majumdar Sahib and everyone else. Then we had builders, because at that time the infrastructure was required. And then, of course, we had the industry coming in. So it was a platform which was looking at Pune 5 years, 7 years ahead. And a whole lot of decisions were taken in that, and they were implemented because that platform also had the municipal commissioner, the mayor, the divisional commissioner, and the collector. So decisions were taken and implemented by these bureaucrats when they went back to their office. That organization also ran IT-BT shows every year for nearly 7 years. It brought Pune on the roadmap of the country. Unfortunately, that kind of got disbanded, and I have very sincere request. I can't call it order, but almost an order, sir. That you need to come and set this up. And the target for you is making this extraordinary city of ours a city of excellence in chip designing. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
So do we promise him to make Pune a hub for excellence in chip design? Do we promise? Do we promise? All right, so let's begin with the awards. Not loud enough. All right, so before we start with the awards, Director General of STPI, Mr. Arvind Kumar, missed his connecting flight to Pune. So he has sent his regrets and also congratulations to all the winners. We start with the first set of awards, which is for growth. And may I invite Mr. Sanjay Kumar Gupta, Director, STPI, Maharashtra and Goa, and Mr. Swapnil Deshpande, Chief Digital Officer, ThoughtWorks, and SEAP EC member to please join us on stage to present the first set of awards. The award category is growth, and this award is meant to recognize member companies that have shown the best growth. Growth could be in revenue, profitability, new markets, new offerings, cutting-edge skills, etc. So we have two teams that are receiving the special mention award. UST Global and Evolent Health International. Can we have a round of applause? And can we have a team member coming up to receive the award? Special mention award for UST Global. Check. All right, first let's have UST Global on the stage and then Evolent. UST Product Engineering. Special mention award. So the entire team is coming for UST. The entire team. Who's going to receive the award? UST Product Engineering. Let's have a round of applause, everybody. Congratulations. The next special mention award goes to Evolent Health International. Evolent Health International. And the winners in the growth category are Globant India Private Limited. So please wait, we have one more award. And we have the entire team here. Globant India Private Limited for showing phenomenal growth. The winners in the growth category. Congratulations and thank you, Mr. Gupta and Mr. Deshpande. Thank you for doing the honors. We now move on to the second category of awards, which is the Strategic Academia Partnership. Do we have something coming up? No? All right, this award is, may I request Ms. Meetal Hiremat, Joint Development Commissioner, SEZ Pune Cluster, and Mr. Shivraj Sabre, Head of Globant India Private Limited or Development Center and SEAP EC member to please come up and present the awards. This award is meant to recognize member companies that have shown the best practices related to collaboration with the academia. These practices are across different dimensions and the jury have considered several parameters including data points like number of initiatives, metrics related to them, accolades received, etc. All right, and the two teams which will receive the special mention award, starting with the first team, Shunya IoT. And the other team that receives the special mention award, Persistent Systems. Award for Strategic Academia Partnership. And the winners in this category, once again, UST Product Engineering. Come on everyone at the back, let's keep applauding. Center of the stage, please. Congratulations, UST Product Engineering. Second award for tonight. Congratulations and thank you so much for doing the honors. The next award category is Best Innovation Practices. And to present the awards, may I invite Mr. Abhay Jere, CIO MHRD, and Mr. Vidyadhar Purandre, Vice President SEAP, to please come up and do the honors. Well, this award is meant to recognize member companies that have shown the best practices that have been proven to encourage innovation. Innovation in forms of products, services, process efficiencies, markets, etc. The jury also considered several parameters, including data points like patents, white papers, testimonials, etc. And again, we have two teams receiving the Special Mention Award. The first among them being Globant India Private Limited once again. Globant also receiving their second award for tonight. And the next special mention award goes to Evolent Health International once again. Congratulations, Evolent. And the winners in this category of Best Innovation Practices, the winner is Explio Group. Can we have the Explio team on stage, please? Congratulations and thank you. Thank you, gentlemen, for doing the honors. All right, after the Best Innovation Practices, it's time for the category of Best People Practices. And may I invite Mr. Amit Paranspe and Ms. Vinita Gera to please come and present the awards. Mr. Amit Paranspe, a tech entrepreneur, co-founder Pune Tech, co-founder Reliscore, and chair of MCCI IT Committee. And Ms. Vinita Gera, independent advisor and director, as well as SEAP EC member. The Best People Practices Award is meant to recognize member companies that have shown the best practices related to talent. People practices would encompass the whole gamut of talent acquisition, talent engagement, talent retention, etc. And the jury considered several parameters, including data points like attrition numbers, unique policies, acquisition highlights, etc., based on the details provided. And again, we have two teams receiving the Special Mention Award, starting with Explio Group once again. Can we have Team Explio up on the stage, please? The next team receiving the Special Mention Award, once again, UST Product Engineering. You all are going to complete your 10,000 steps right here. The Special Mention Award for Best People Practices, UST Product Engineering. And the winners, another team that's going to complete the 10,000 steps today. Once again, Evolent Health International. Best People Practices. Congratulations, Team Evolent. Thank you so much for doing the honors. Well, Mr. Amit Paranspe is also known as the digital governor of Pune. So if you don't follow him on Twitter, you definitely should. I'm one of his followers. So the next award category is diversity, equity and inclusion practices. And the award is to be presented by Ms. Amita Karadkhedkar, Senior Vice President, Citi Global Wealth Technology, and Mr. Abhijit Atre, Vice President Finance and a SEAP EC member. This award is meant to recognize member companies that have shown the best practices related to DE&I, the practices across different dimensions, and the jury considered several parameters, including data points like diversity numbers, unique DE&I policies, accolades related to DE&I, etc. We start with the Special Mention Award, the 2 awards. Before that, let's have a round of applause for Prakash Ji Javadekar. He has another commitment due to which he has to leave. Thank you very much for joining us this evening for the SEAP Star Awards. All right, the Special Mention Award for DE&I practices goes to Dell Technologies. Congratulations. Congratulations. And the next Special Mention Award goes to Harbinger Group. Come on, we can do better than that, everybody. Come on, let's keep applauding. And the winners in this category, let's have a round of applause for ThoughtWorks. Congratulations, ThoughtWorks. We also have a certificate. We have to present the certificate. Thank you very much. Let's have a collective round of applause for all the award winners that have come up on stage. All right, with that, we come to the end of the awards. But before we end, of course, we have our sponsors to thank, starting with our platinum sponsors, the Malpani Group. May I invite Ms. Rupali Nimbalkar, Senior Vice President and Architect of Malpani Group, to please come up and give us a short presentation about the group.
The true test of a company's behavior or character is how it behaves when no one's watching. That's exactly the way the Malpani Group has been operating. I'm architect Rupali Nimbalkar. I'm honored here on behalf of the Malpani Group. This group is a well-diversified group with active in renewable energy, FMCG products, amusement parks, water parks, hospitality, real estate, education. The list is endless. Not yet. We believe that our success is not just measured by our financial performance, but also by the impact we have on our customers, employees, and the communities in which we operate. As the largest privately owned renewable energy company in India, we are at the forefront of this movement to create a more sustainable and efficient energy system in the country. The latest acquisition of Imagica Entertainment Theme Park has added a jewel in our theme park portfolio. With the start of our logistic park in Pune, we have paved our footsteps in this direction too. The real estate portfolio is ever growing. We have 10 million square feet of completed and ongoing projects. Last week, we launched 2 of our iconic commercial projects of 3.5 million square feet. The vision mission statement itself exemplifies the process for our real estate portfolio. The vision is to be the market leader by 2025 in delivering futuristic spaces on time, every time. And our mission is perfection in delivering excellent quality products to fulfill and exceed client expectations. One of the biggest trends that we are currently seeing is the rise of co-working space. Another trend is the growing demand for sustainable and energy-efficient buildings. With the increasing awareness of the environmental impact of the buildings, companies are looking for ways to reduce their carbon footprint and save on energy costs. The Indian government has set a target of constructing 60 billion square feet of green building area by 2030, as per the National Action Plan on Climate Change. Not just our commercial, but our residential projects too are IGBC Platinum rated. Leasing creates assets. That's exactly the module which is adopted for all our commercial projects. This means that we focus on providing a comprehensive and efficient leasing solution for commercial properties while minimizing the need for ongoing maintenance and upkeep. Our premium commercial projects are defined by high visibility and accessibility, advanced security systems, high-speed elevators, which means a waiting time less than 25 seconds. And this is what 25 seconds is what NBC prescribes. Building management system, the use of solar panels for common areas, which reduces your OpEx. While design, architecture, flexibility, scalability, and amenities like cafes, training rooms, auditoriums, cafeterias, indoor games, etc. Let me take you through a quick tour of our projects. Agile, 1.5 million square feet. This is the largest and the tallest commercial single building in Pune as on date. This is the first project to have 7-story facade combination of biophilic wall, green wall, stone cladding, and performance lures for the podium parking floor. Triumph, 0.35 million square feet. Is designed to maximize natural light and ventilation, which greatly reduces the need for artificial lighting, and while it also extends outdoor views. Connect, 0.62 million square feet. Indoor environmental quality is integrated with fresh air and HVAC system. Falcon, 0.44 million square feet. The facade analysis for balance between daylight and reduction in heat gain to control the cooling loads. As I said last week, we launched two of our iconic projects, M. Kautilya and M. Fibonacci. These are a leap further in sustainability. These are IGBC Health and Wellbeing certified buildings. For the first time, we are implementing water-cooled chillers as well in both these projects for further energy efficiency. M. Kautilya, 1.42 million square feet, reshaping the role of workspace from a static building to a highly interactive experience. Green breakout terraces. That's Fibonacci, the largest in our largest portfolio, 2 million square feet of project. We have pedestrian-friendly campus, outdoor collaborated spaces, and biophilic design. The Malpani Group is a family-run business led by 5 brothers, each heading various industries within the group. They are the unsung heroes behind the success of the company. The M-Agile project has won accolades and awards for us. This is just the start of our journey towards success. The company's dedication to social responsibility extends beyond CSR. It's a partnership company, so there is no CSR obligation. It truly reflects a genuine belief in valuing humanity. We actively engage in community outreach initiatives, such as organizing community marriages and providing support to local schools through technology and workshops for children. This genuine commitment to giving back to the community sets us apart as a true partner in making a positive impact. It has been an honor to speak to you today, and I hope that our discussion will lead to new opportunities and new collaborations together. Thank you.
May I request Prashant to please come up and present a token of our appreciation to our platinum sponsors, the Malpani Group. May I request Ms. Nimbalkar to please accept it on their behalf.
I'll just call, please, we have our team out here. If you can come, please.
Come on, everybody. Let's have a louder round of applause for our platinum sponsors, the Malpani Group. We'd also like to thank our gold sponsor, SmartWorks. May I invite Mr. Hiren Soni from SmartWorks to please come up and accept a token of our appreciation for being the gold sponsor for the SEAP Star Awards. We'd also like to thank our other sponsors, Wealth 361, Yes Bank, and ONS Freight Solutions, and of course our ecosystem partner, STPI. Let's have a round of applause for everybody. And let's continue that round of applause as we introduce our jury members to all of you. So thank you to all our jury members for going through the entire process of deciding on the winners. Do we have the slide? And also let me tell you all about Gurukul, which is an enterprise mentorship program, a flagship program by SEAP, and SEAP is now launching the third batch of Gurukul. We take this opportunity to congratulate the future leaders of Gurukul 2.0. So everybody that's present here from the batch, please collect your certificates at the end of the event. And for more details, you can reach out to SEAP admin or the SEAP EC members. All right, that's our jury. Let's have a round of applause for our jury members, everybody.
सेकंड आपके लेना चाहूँगा और जिन्होंने अवार्ड जीता है उनके लिए भी और अगले साल जो सीप की तरफ से जीतने वाले हैं उनके लिए भी और थैंक्स फॉर सीप टू अलाउ मी टू डू समथिंग टू से समथिंग। सिर्फ एक छोटा सा शेर है जो आज अवार्ड जीता है इन लोगों ने, वो किस वजह से जीता है वो बताना चाहता हूँ। ज़िंदगी की हर सुबह कुछ शर्तें लेकर आती थी इन लोगों के लिए और हर शाम कुछ तजुर्बे देकर जाती थी, इसलिए ये सब लोग जीत सके। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर हियर।
Kya baat hai. Thank you so much. All right, with that, we come to the end of the first ever SEAP Star Awards. Thank you so much to each one of you for joining us today, and we hope you enjoyed. We apologize once again for the delay and the technical snags that we had due to the delay. So, a serious announcement towards the end. The bar is now open, so please join us as we celebrate the winners of the first ever SEAP Star Awards. I'm your host, Chaitanya Rathi, signing off. Thank you so much once again. Have a great evening ahead and please drive home safe. Thank you.